Hey, it's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach. It's Real Talk Friday, and I pray this is the most viewed video to date. I hope this goes all over social media and is shared countless times again and again. And here's why, because I'm talking about dads. I'm talking to dads in particular, and I think this is one of the most important things we can discuss, and there's a reason why. I'm not going to use the Bible. I'm just going to talk from my heart and something that means the world to me because being a coach previously, Rock Bottom Outreach, our philosophy is standing in the gap. And I know that sounds like a catchphrase, but you need to understand what that means. To stand in the gap means that if this is a gap, so here is a child, a young person, a teen, okay, and there's a need here, but there's something missing, okay? And a lot of times, what's missing is a father figure, and even an absent father that's still home. And here's what I'm talking about, and I have to get right to it. But I was part of a video project from a guy named John Finch, and he asked me on the video, and I was not prepared for the questions, and especially he said, do you realize how important, no, he said, do you realize what you mean to your kids? And I just stopped like this because I had no answer. Maybe I never realized what I mean to my kids because I've never thought about that. Because to say, yes, I know is an arrogant statement. But the truth is, I don't know. I've never maybe even thought about it. It wasn't until I was coaching at Gainesville Youth Prison and I'd lost everything that one day I gave a young man some shoelaces. And he said, Coach, can I catch some shoelaces? And meaning, can I have? And I gave him some shoelaces. And I began to walk off, and he said, Coach. I turned around, I said, sir. And he goes, Coach, I think if you were my dad, I would not be here today. And I didn't know what to say. I did not know what to say. You know, the things we take for granted, especially our children and what they really need, what they want and need is two entirely different things. You know, the blessing at Gainesville Youth Prison was a once-a-month birthday party. And it wasn't full of gifts because they didn't get gifts, but they have attendance. They had people there that loved them in a Christ-like way that brought cake, chicken wings, you name it. And you had to watch them. They'd be stuffing the stuff down their pants. But I'm going to tell you, it meant the world to these kids that someone would think about them and celebrate their birthday with them because some of them never, ever had a birthday party. And here's the problem. We're trying to show our love to a kid by buying him a big old truck or spending money here and all these trips. You know, but understand, man, the size of the truck does not distinguish how much you love someone. Because the problem is, I know myself, I love my kids unconditionally, and I'm just not able to give them big trucks. A brand new truck when they turn 16. I just can't do that. But I learned at rock bottom what my kids needed. And they didn't need a coach, they needed a dad. And the reason I say that is their mom pointed out once. She said, Rick, every time you're with them, every game of catch is a coaching session. And you know what? She was exactly right. Every video game always was a game of NCAA football, and it's a little different. But again, what was it? It was something Rick liked doing. It was not maybe what was even an interest to my child. You know, one of my children he walked slower than the other, and I never waited on him. I made his mom do that. And so what does that show? A lack of patience. You know, and it wasn't until this was brought to my attention that I realized, you know what? My kids don't need a coach, they need a dad. Buying their love doesn't work. What my kids love is time with their dad. That's what's important to them. We're talking quality time, man, just to listen to them. It was at rock bottom riding with my dad, and he was driving one time, and he saw how broken I was, and he said, Rick, he said, son, you're going to have to forgive yourself. At that moment, I heard my dad. I needed my dad at that moment. I didn't need a truck. I needed my dad. My dad and I are close now. Me and my boys are close now because you know what? Discovered what is important. Men, My question is this: do you know how much you mean to your children? Please share this video today. Hey, it's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach. It's been Real Talk Friday.